My guests tonight, both from Los Angeles, the co-host of the internet series Trailer Trash, Michael Coleman, and editor-in-chief of Movie City News, David Poland. Gentlemen, welcome to The Loop.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Now, it seems like summer blockbusters keep coming out sooner. Michael, why are studios changing their strategy and releasing big films earlier in the year?
Well, I think it's actually started with X2, if I recall. I think it opened on March 2nd a few years ago, and that pretty much destroyed the whole beginning of summer. You can just start whenever you want. And what with movie, the industry has been whining for years about falling attendance, so I figure they're just spreading out their portfolio, so to speak.
Cool. Now, David, are we getting better quality films in spring or just more costly ones?
No, we're not. We're really not getting as much of either. We're still getting a lot of dumps in spring, particularly in April when it's right before May. May is really the start of the season. But March has a slot. March is definitely a place where you can do $200-300 million with a movie. 300 being the best example of it. They're trying again with 10,000 BC. But pretty much if it's in April and it looks like it may be worthwhile, it's probably crap.
Cool. And it kind of started with The Matrix. I mean, the original Matrix film came out in March. So maybe that sort of solidified that slot.
Complete mistake by the Warner Brothers case. It cost them probably $100 million in that picture by not having it in the summer. But they had other movies in the summer they thought were going to be much more important. So they really didn't quite get that.
Well. All right, now, one of the most high-profile films coming out this spring is the new Indiana Jones. Michael, are moviegoers still interested in Indy and Company?
Is Indy still interested in little boys? Judging by Shia LaBeouf, I'd say yes. What, seriously? Have you seen Temple of Doom? Come on. Yeah, it's as long as, there could be 2 hours of him making old jokes, and apparently people will go see it. They've been teasing us with it since, I think, 94 or so.
Cool. Now, David, does the threat of the franchise being passed off to Shia LaBeouf worry you at all?
Somehow anything being passed off to Shia LaBeouf scares me.
But the Adventures of Mutt Williams, that's his character's actual name in the film. That doesn't really have a ring to it.
And it sounds like he has a southern accent in the trailers. The thing is, Indiana Jones is the first four-quadrant movie of the summer. Iron Man will do business, Speed Racer will do business, but it's really, Indiana Jones is the first movie that old people and young people and teenagers will all want to go to, and that's why it's probably going to be the biggest movie of the summer.
Yeah, and movie geeks and everyone else like us. But now this spring also marks the return of the Wachowski brothers with Speed Racer. David, the Wachowskis have a lot riding on this film after the last two Matrix movies. Can Speed Racer redeem their career?
Well, it's not, they don't need their career redeemed. The second Matrix movie made $800 million worldwide, so they're not exactly suffering. They can do pretty much whatever they want. The thing is, they're looking for kids on this movie, I think. That's the key to this picture. It's not going to be the geeks. It's not going to be the old people. It's going to be kids who are turned on by the images. And as you've seen summer after summer, movies that appeal to younger kids can make $300 million. So that's going to be the key for this picture.
Yeah, Transformers, to name
exactly.
one. Now, Michael, we got our first look this week at the international trailer for Speed Racer, which shows even more crazy visuals than the American trailer. What's the risk of this film being all style, no substance?
Well, it's Speed Racer, so I don't think there is any substance to speak of.
Right.
It's a guy in a car with his monkey, and he's got
Wait a second. Are you saying it lacks
It's
the
not
depth
his monkey,
of...
it's his brother's monkey.
But wait a second. Are you saying
Are
you saying it lacks the depth of the cartoon?
If you're going to go that way, I think it is probably 200% more substance than the cartoon. They fill in the gaps between the stop motion.
But, as we saw with the Star Wars movies, that people didn't like the second run of Star Wars movies, the visuals are enough to get people excited and to go back over and over again. If the visuals are cool enough, new enough, fresh enough, people will go.
That's what the international trailer was good at. The first trailer had way too much plot and talking. The second international trailer was just cars, and it actually looked better.
But Cars did huge business. That movie, people hated that movie, the Pixar movie, and it did business based on the cars.
Cool. Now, the spring wouldn't be the same without superhero movies, and this year we've got both The Incredible Hulk and Iron Man to look forward to. So, David, Iron Man appears to be a fanboy's wet dream. Does the film have the potential to be Marvel's next big franchise after Spider-Man and X-Men?
Absolutely not. However, the movie's going to open to do at least $150 million because of the slot. That first slot in May, if you have any kind of opening power at all, and Iron Man should open, you're going to do $150 to $200 million. So they're in good shape that way, but it's not. It really isn't that same Daredevil area where it's not Daredevil and Ghost Rider, where it's really not a franchise picture. It's just not that popular comic book. I love the comic book.
On the other hand, it actually has good writing and better directing, which is
means
weird.
nothing, unfortunately.
Okay, well, Michael, Iron Man opens a few weeks before The Incredible Hulk. We've seen a ton of footage for Iron Man, but the first Hulk trailer doesn't hit until later this week, and there's even word that Marvel and Ed Norton are arguing over the final cut. Should we be worried?
Well, the production didn't even start on the Hulk until about 4 months after Iron Man, so if you time it out, they're about on schedule. Plus, Iron Man comes first. You definitely want people to get excited about that. And once you got that momentum building, then you can pop out the Hulk and be like, we got this too, which also has Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, the thing is that movies are sold based on the trailer, based on the images. Until they have those images out there and we get a reaction from the audience, we have no idea where that movie's going to do business. It doesn't matter whether it's good. It matters whether it can open. And that's based on the images and whether people get excited about it, and it's getting a little late.
I've seen the special effects.
I could talk to you geeks all day. I love it. But I want to say thanks to David and Michael for keeping us in the loop.